Hey, 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 y'all. Here to vlog about the new Atlanta, the first episode, which premiered September. What was that? When did Nene shows come on? The 17th? Yeah. So I'm a little bit late with it, but that's fine. I'm gonna vlog about it anyway. So this is a show about, I guess, like new, I guess working class people or whatever in Atlanta. There's a girl named Emily. She owns her own store. A girl named Africa. She's trying to break into the music industry. Alex, who is just spoiled. Vaughn, who is like he's an entertainment consultant. And Tribble, what does Tribble do? Let me see. I got it in my notes if I'm not mistaken. Well, I know Tribble is Emily's friend. So let's just get into the first episode. So it starts off with Emily, who is the owner of Raw Denim, which is a clothing store in Atlanta. So she describes herself as a Southern Jewish redneck, and she's just like fun, very independent. She seems to be like a bit of a free spirit, a cool girl living in Atlanta. So after she closes up shop with Raw Denim, she goes to after hour spot to meet up with Tribble, and who is her best friend, and they're discussing relationships. And Tribble is suggesting that she, go out and date and whatnot. And Emily is like, it's whatever. So then we go to Africa, who Africa is pretty. She is a funky, she seems like she's funky, Afrocentric, and she has like this cool curly fro. I'm dying to get a hairstyle like that. I think curly fros are so cute. But she has a curly fro. She has a nice voice too. She's an actress, a model, and she sings, and she said that she moved everywhere to work on a record deal, and it was like type hard. So she said she been to, I think she's from Alabama. She went to LA, she went to New York, and when, she couldn't get anything from those places, she decided to come to go to Atlanta. And we all know Atlanta is like, I'm not even going to say Atlanta is up and coming. Atlanta is like it. Atlanta is Black Hollywood, because everybody that is there, they, well, first of all, from what I hear, Atlanta is not that big. So everybody that's there has something going on, like they own business, they in the record the music industry, they're modeling, they're acting. So Atlanta is like, affording people a whole lot of opportunities. Atlanta is Black Hollywood. So I guess when she got to Atlanta, she basically like, hit it on the head with meeting up with Vaughn or whatever. And Vaughn is an entertainment consultant, and he was giving her some really, really good cutthroat, no holds barred type of advice. Like he was telling her, you gotta trust me, you gotta be able to, take my advice, take my criticism, and just deal with it. Like, don't think nothing of it. I'm telling you this, I'm grooming you, I'm telling you this to make you a better artist. And I mean, I get it. Vaughn is really good with it. Like, I see he's a good entertainment consultant. So he told her that he can't guarantee that she'll make it to the top, but she'll get past where she's been. And I'm like, those are good words to live by. I mean, like, some people really want to sing, they really want to act. It's like stuff they really want to do, and it's like if you don't have the right team behind you, it's not gonna work out. So Vaughn was giving her that advice, and he was like dead honest with it. So they continued in the studio, and Vaughn is just basically trying to get Africa to come up out of her shell and to be, just not be afraid, just be fearless. So then we go to Alex. As you can tell by my face, I do not like Alex already, and this is only episode 1. But anyway, we're introduced to Alex, and she's at home, and her friend named Sincerely, I don't know why the hell anybody would name their daughter Sincerely, but okay. Her friend Sincerely visits her at her house, and well, it's not her house; it's her parents' house. She still lives with her parents, so she basically admits she grew up spoiled. Her parents give her whatever she wants. She's a daddy's girl, all kinds of stuff, and I'm just like, oh god, we got one of those on this show. So she's telling Sincerely about how she wants to have like a girls' night celebration because she just graduate. I think she just graduated school. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, she just graduated college or whatever, getting her degree. So they're trying to find outfits and coats and whatnot for the celebration. Now, this girl went into her closet and it is like dead animal heaven. Like, she had every type of fur in her closet. It was ridiculous. I feel sorry for every friggin' animal that had to die to end up in this chick closet because she had mad furs, like furs galore. I'm like, okay. So yeah, they're talking about the celebration or whatever, and she, after they were, joking around and having fun or whatever, she's in her room and she's like, oh ma, could you make me a drink or make me something to eat, something like that. And Sincerely is like, why don't you just go and get it? She's like, well, I would like it better if my mother would get it. She's like, what do you think, your mother is the maid? She's like, I don't think she's the maid, but she's my mother, she needs to go and get it. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, oh, all right. So Sincerely is like, you're like spoiled. Like, you are a very spoiled child. She's like, I'm not spoiled. I'm blessed. I'm like, BS. You are spoiled as hell. Because I mean, how I grew up, I wouldn't, if it's something I could do for myself, I'm not asking my mother to do it for me. I'm not going to be like, Ma, give me something to drink. The first thing that's going to come out her mouth is, you got legs. So I'm like, oh, okay. I guess she could get away with that because I wouldn't be able to get away with it, please. So now we get back to Emily, and she got a phone call saying that her store was vandalized. And when she rode up to the scene, her store was done for. Like, from what she said, they drove a truck into the glass window part of her store, and they ran the truck, like they ran backwards into the store and came in and ransacked the place. Like, they took jeans, they took everything, a whole bunch of merchandise. And from what it seems like, her store is like high end merchandise or whatever, like expensive clothes. So I know they took thousands of dollars worth of clothes, and she was just like, depressed about it. And I mean, I would be too, because that's your business. That's somebody messing with your money. Like, that's terrible. So she's just trying to figure out like the next steps to take. She's trying to clean up the mess or whatever, and she's trying to figure out oh my god, what the heck is going on? I'm sorry. She's just trying to figure out the like necessary steps to make to get her business back up and running. So we go to Vaughn, and Vaughn is in the comfort of his home with his son Javon, and he's cooking for his son, and his son is like, oh, I don't want none of what you cooking or whatever. Like, they just joking around. So Vaughn said he has a great relationship with Javon's mother, but he couldn't be the man for Javon's mother. And I mean, that's good when you have a good relationship with your child's mother. There's no bitterness involved. There's no resentment. There's no hate. Like, y'all have a good relationship for the sake of y'all son, and that's what it is. And I mean, it's sad that in some families, nobody's like, not everybody is that lucky. You got kids walking around here hating life because their parents don't get along. I'm one of them. So, they were talking about, I guess Javon said he had a girlfriend, and Vaughn is like, okay, whatever, you ain't got no girlfriend or whatever. So they went from talking about his son's girlfriends to Vaughn having girlfriends, and Vaughn is like, well, the reason why I'm not in a relationship is because I have to work on me before I get into a relationship, which is true. Most of the time when you're single, that's the time for you to take that time to work on you, becoming a better you, so that you could get a better half. And I mean, I get that now because I'm in a relationship, but in the beginning of my relationship, it was not all peaches and cream. I was still dealing with issues from a past relationship, and I kind of brought that into this relationship. But I mean, luckily, my boyfriend was like real understanding and was there for me to like help me get over it. And now here I am, almost 3 years later, with a baby, and we're like practically engaged. So, I mean, I get that. But anyway, back to the New Atlanta. So, Africa and Emily meet up, and Africa invites Emily to Alex's celebration for a girls' night out to take Emily's mind off of. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got like a note or something. My phone is gonna be making mad noise. I'm gonna get notes, but alert rather. So they're distressing, and she invites Emily to Alex's celebration just for a girls' night out, to have some chat, to hang out, to have fun or whatever, to take Emily's mind off of the whole the vandalizing of her store. So she offers to take her to Alex's celebration. So they get there and they're discussing, okay, well, Alex, they're at the dinner, and it's Alex and her friends on one side, and then Africa and Emily come in, they all sitting down. So the girls are just basically talking about, trying to figure, like, ask Alex, like, since you graduated college, since you have your degree, what are you going to do next with your life? Like, what's your future plans? So Alex basically said that her plans is to be a trophy wife. And I mean, when she described it, I get it. I mean, for somebody like her, I mean, when I first heard it, I was like, what the hell is wrong with this girl? But then as she started talking about it more, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess if she likes it, I love it. But Alex's thing is basically she would want to meet like a guy who, I don't remember if she said that he has money or not, but I know she said that she'll meet a guy, a husband, and once they get married and she have kids, she'll be the stay-at-home wife and cater to him, cook for him, clean, all of that, take care of the kids, all of that. So it didn't really sit right with Emily. So Emily is like, okay, that's what you want to do with your life. So Emily is like, well, my values are different. Like, I was raised to be independent. I was raised to get my own, and not depend on anybody else for anything. So, I mean, as like for as long as they were talking, like the conversation was just getting deeper and deeper. Like, Alex was feeling some type of way because Emily was feeling some type of way about her wanting to be a trophy wife. And I mean, when you get two people together and they have different views on life, they're gonna clash because your views is different from, you know, my views or whatever. And I mean, that's the thing with the world. Sometimes we don't respect each other's opinions and views on life, but you have to, because that's how someone chooses to live their life. So I mean, I understood where Emily was coming from, and I understood where Alex was coming from. And but the one thing I did not like was Alex, her friends be egging on these arguments. I noticed that. And they be making the arguments worse than what it is. Like, this could have been just a simple debate between Alex and Emily. Alex's friends be making these situations worse than what they are, because her friend was like, you don't know what a trophy wife is? Google it. You could have saved all of that, boo-boo. I'm pretty sure she knows what a trophy wife is. She just doesn't understand why Alex wants to be a trophy wife. So calm all that down. Alex's friends are ratchet. I'm going to just say that. So the conversation was getting heavier, and Alex explained, well, my mother is a trophy wife. She's been married 30 years, and she's happy. She's happy. My father's happy. They're happy. So, I mean, I get that too. Like, if you grow up living a certain way and you see it's working for somebody, you're going to want to do the same thing. Alex's parents been married forever. She see they're happy, and she see that her mother is a trophy wife, so she's gonna go and do the same thing. I mean, who wouldn't want that kind of happy? And I get it. But I mean, like I said, it could have been a simple debate between Emily and Alex. Alex's friends ratcheted it up, that whole argument, debate, whatever. So before it got heavy, Africa was like, okay, we're just gonna exit. What the hell? Exit stage left. So they left, and that was the end of that. So that's what happened at the celebration. It wasn't like a big argument. It was just Alex didn't like where Emily was coming from, and Emily didn't like where Alex was coming from, and that's that. That's understandable. So now we get to the last few minutes of the show, and we're back at Raw Denim with Emily in Africa, and Africa volunteers to help Emily out at her store because her store is still kind of sort of a mess. So Africa's helping Emily with the clothes or whatever, and they're discussing Africa's upcoming birthday party, and Emily suggests or puts a bug in Africa's ear about why she should hook up with Tribble, because I mean Tribble is a sexy white guy. He's a cute white guy, and I kind of thought Tribble and Emily would get together, but Emily was like, that's her best friend. It'd be awkward. So I mean, I get it, but sometimes that's the best way relationships start, when you're best friends. But anyway, she speaks to Africa about getting with Tribble. So Emily said that she's gonna have Tribble be Africa's birthday present. So Africa's like, okay, well, my dating life is non-existent. Why the hell not? So now we get to Africa's birthday party, and Africa's excited to celebrate. All her friends are gonna be there. Soon as, I don't remember who walked in first, Alex or Emily, but when they were both like in the same room, you could cut the tension with a knife. And again, Alex walked in with one of her ratchet ass friends, and they come in, and I'm trying to remember for the life of me who walked in first. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think Alex was already there, and Emily walked in with her friend Emily. Why I say that is because in the episode, Alex was sitting there. Yeah, Emily walked in after Alex. Alex was sitting there with her friend, and Emily walked right by her. So Alex was like, okay, well, I wasn't mad about the whole thing at my party, at my celebration, but if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. You don't have to talk to me. So Emily was like, well, if I'm not cool with you and I don't really like you, I'm not feeling you like that, then I'm not going to speak to you. Understandable, but obviously they both felt some type of way about each other being at Africa's birthday party. So Tribble arrives, and him and Africa talking, and they're vibing or whatever, but it's not, I mean, you can't really see how much they're vibing. I mean, you see them talking, but it's overshadowed by Emily and Alex, the tension with them two. So Alex, of course, I felt like in this episode she was turning the attention on her, because I think she was still talking about the celebration, telling her friend about how Emily doesn't like the fact that she wants to be a trophy wife and whatever. So I'm like, why would you even bring that to somebody who's supposed to be your friend, their birthday party? If you a real friend, you would put all that bullshit aside and celebrate her day. You can talk about that whole trophy wife BS some other time. Like, that's just, it's ridiculous. So you already see what kind of friend Alex is. So everybody is pointing out the fact that Africa has Vaughn on one hand and Tribble on the other. And I'm like, well, she got to keep telling people Vaughn is just my entertainment consultant. We're not dating. It's not that type of party. He's helping me business-wise. Whereas Tribble would be pleasure because, she's getting to know him. So, but everybody feels like her and Vaughn would make a cute couple. I think so, too. But it is what it is. If she get with him, great. But it seemed like her and Tribble, they were vibing, they were talking. They ain't really get like too in depth of their conversation, but they were talking and they were like feeling each other. So again, we go back to Alex and Emily, because that's what this is really about. And Emily and her friend and her coworker, they're talking about Alex or whatever. And as they're talking about Alex, of course, her ratchet friend is standing right behind them, listening to everything they saying, and they don't know it. So she went back and told Alex what she thinks she heard or whatever, heard them say about her, and it cuts to Alex confronting Emily, but then that's when it cuts off and shows what's gonna happen in the next episode. So that was the whole episode of the New Atlanta. My take on the show is I like the show. I mean, this is the first episode and it already caught me. So this is something I'll be watching and reviewing every week. From what I see in the next coming episodes is going to be even better. So I will be here. I'll be tuned in and I will be vlogging about it. So I will see you in the next vlog. Have a good night. Later.